Hello everyone, welcome to Fur N Fowl Silkies. Today I'm gonna make a short video showing you how to correctly store eggs ready for incubation. The eggs that we're gonna do today are poultry ones of our UK standard bantam silky chickens. These are the non-bearded ones from pen number 2. So to begin with, you're gonna want to get either an egg box or one of these square egg trays. I like these for bigger incubations because you can fit more eggs in. And they're nice to, stack a couple on top as well if they don't all fit at once. And then you're gonna want one of these raking tools. This is just a garden raking thing for the soil, but they're quite good for eggs as well. I just like to use this to check the shavings and make sure there's no eggs hidden under there. And then at the end, you're gonna want to use a pen as well in order to mark the eggs as you wish, in order to make sure that you can separate the eggs or identify the eggs when they hatch, depending on what techniques you like to use when you incubate. But if you're a beginner and you're just incubating the same type of eggs, this might not be necessary at all to do. Right, so I'm gonna hold my tools here. Get in. Already see. Just want to step carefully. Make sure you don't step on any. And just there's a couple there at the back, but I'll just quickly check. Make sure there's no more. Alright. Looks like it's all fine. So then we'll just get these 3 eggs. We're gonna put them, there's a fatter end and a pointy end. You want to put them pointy end down, because the air bubbles at the bottom and you want to make sure that the air bubble sits right. Otherwise it can potentially detach. Just get him back in. Right, so I've collected these 3 that we've got from pen number 2. And I'll just take you outside so you can see a bit better. Place the tool there and get the pen. Right, so when you look at these eggs, I'll just place the tray on the floor so I don't drop them. You'll want to check them individually all around and make sure that there's no like cracks or anything, any damage to the egg, because obviously that'll affect your incubation process. Sometimes it can be fixed with a bit of candle wax, but it takes quite, an experienced poultry breeder to successfully do that, and even then it can sometimes fail. So it's not really recommended, but anyway, it's important to check. So I've checked this one and that one's fine. I'll check this next one. If there's any chicken mess or anything or any small shavings, just give it a quick wipe off with your finger. Have a look at this. Yeah, that's fine, no cracks in there. And then the third one, this one's a clean one, be quite easy to check. Yeah, this is also fine. So with the marker, just gonna want to do it on the fat end of the egg because it's easier to write, and they'll be pointing down like I said before, with the pointy end down. So when you have it with the pointy end down, if you write on the top bit, you're just gonna be able to sort of identify the eggs by looking at the top without having to move them around or disturb them too much. So what you want to do, write whatever you like, but for ours, because they're all in different pens, we have pen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and so on. The ones that we took from here are non-bearded ones from pen number 2. So we're just gonna, in short, we're gonna write N for non, and then B for bearded, non-bearded, and 2. And what that means is that this egg is from non-bearded pen 2. So that's how we're gonna identify them, and then just continue that on all eggs. NB2 and again NB2. There we go. So now we've successfully checked and marked our eggs so that we know when we go to incubate them which pen they came from and what to expect from them breed wise. This is important if you have different lines in your breed, or if you have different variations in colors, or for silkies beaded or non-beaded, bantam or large ones. Again, depends on which ones you keep, but for us it's only just bantam silky chickens, the UK standard ones. And then after you've done this, and you put them with pointy end down to store them correctly, you're gonna want to put them in a room where the temperature is sort of at room temperature. You know, not too hot, not too cold, just sort of like pleasant for a person to be in. That's how you know it's room temperature. If you're going in the room and you feel, you know, as in it's a room you could sleep in, then that should be fine for the eggs to be in as well. And they should be stored for no longer than 7 days until they're incubated. If they're stored more than 7 days, that's going to decrease the chances of a successful hatch. It is possible to hatch them even after 14 days or longer sometimes, but it's recommended for successful hatching no longer than 7 days. After 7 days, the fertility of the eggs considered to decrease quite a lot. So it's best to keep it just under 7 days. And these eggs, when you collect them from your hens, they're just ready to be incubated straight away or kept up to 7 days, completely up to you if you want to collect more or if you just want to put the few that you have. But obviously it's best to collect more and just fill the incubator that you have, as that's more efficient for energy, and also some eggs might not be successful, so it's always a good idea to hatch more than you actually plan on having. So to make sure that you have at least the number that you want, and if you have more, you know, you can either sell them on or keep them, or just because while they're chicks, you know, there's a chance some might die as well if they're not born quite right, so it's always best to have more and then get rid of them later on down the line of the ones that you don't fancy keeping. So of these ones, when you keep them at room temperature in your desired room until they get incubated, you're gonna want to have them tilted and changed every day or every couple of days, depending on how you like to do it. We like to do it every other day, tilt it from one side to the other. And the way that we do this is we get just some paper or scrap newspaper and then just fold it in on itself and just stick it over here to make like a wedge, and then it will be slightly inclined to the left, and then that wedge that you created for the right side, after a day or two you move to the left side and then it inclines to the right. And what that helps you make sure is that the egg yolk doesn't stick to either side, so it'll be completely loose inside, which is what you want. And by it being pointed down, the egg will also be correctly positioned in each of the eggs. So this is pretty much it on how to correctly store eggs ready for incubation. We hope that you enjoyed watching our video, and if you've watched up to this far, thank you very much. If you haven't done so already, would really appreciate it if you could please like, share and subscribe to our channel to see further videos. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.